Black Clover is back. Yeah, the Black Bulls are basically still the Black Bulls. Magna and Luck are fighting. Gauch is telling them to shut the hell up and stop making noise so he can continue to spy on his sister. Gray and Gordon are saying, hey guys, maybe you should calm down because Nock told us not to stop making a fuss. And they basically just tell Gray to screw off. But that's when Nock shows up and basically says, you're going to shut up. And they all basically shut up. So yeah, they're all clearly scared of Nock. So he gathers the entire crew and he announces to them that Asta is dead. Man doesn't know how to sugarcoat anything. He just gets straight to the point. He tells them that Asta was fatally wounded, and then using spatial magic, his body was disintegrated. As you can imagine, they're all pretty devastated, but at least they're not as bad as Noel and the others. Based on that artwork, they were distraught. These guys are they're worried and scared and in denial, but they don't seem completely heartbroken. Magna even says if Asta really died on his own, he'd never forgive him. Nock then tells them he doesn't care what they believe or feel or anything, because in the end, he doesn't believe Asta's actually dead. Now, that personally surprised the hell out of me, because Nock has always seemed to be a very serious, very purposely, when I say purposely, I mean he changed his personality to be a very strict person who just goes by what is logical. But clearly, thanks to Asta, he's finally changed a little, and he's actually going back to being a little more hopeful and back to where he used to be. So he then asked all of them, do they agree on that Asta's still alive? And unanimously, every single member of the Black Bulls say, of course Asta's still alive. Nock then leads them out to go find Asta. So most likely the captains will deal with the invasion of the Paladins and Lucius, while the Black Bulls, led by Nox, will find Asta in here we go. So Asta wakes up in a Japanese-style room, completely healed. I was like, where the hell am I? The door slides open, and a small person thing comes out with a teacup. Asta mistakes it for Charmy, which doesn't surprise me because it very much looks like Charmy. It then opens its mouth, and tea just flows out of it into a cup, which is really gross, but Asta's like, what? Huh? It hands Asta the cup. He's really confused. And the first thing some random guy in the room, apparently has been sitting there the whole time, Asta didn't even see him, says is, yeah, that's a tea delivering automaton. So this guy, who very much looks like Yami with an eye patch, asks Asta, how are you doing? And Asta has two very simple questions, like, who are you, and how do you know my name? Yeah, I would be asking the exact same thing, because that is very, very weird and confusing how some random stranger knows who you are and hasn't even introduced themselves yet. Also, then notices that the wound that Lucius gave him is completely healed, and he thinks to himself, wait, only Mimosa has that kind of level of healing magic. How in the hell did this heal so well already? It's got a giant scar, but that's usually how it goes for Asta. He's covered in scars. Asta asks the man if he was the one who healed him, and the man goes, no, I don't have that kind of power. So Asta then asks where Libe is. He's a small little black dude. And then the guy says, oh, you mean the devil? Yeah, he's currently being treated by someone else. We'll be fine soon. You'll see him again. Asta's like, okay, so this guy knows what devils are. And his key isn't threatening, so I seem to be fine. And so he starts drinking the tea he was offered. Personally, I would not drink it. Not just because it's poison, but because it just came out of a doll's mouth, which is just gross. Like, even if it is a doll and it's sanitary, it's still gross. Asta's still fixated on Charmy, and he asks if this guy's a friend of hers. And he goes, no, I've never met that one before, but I am a friend of Yami's. Yeah, so we learned that apparently Yami washed up on the Clover Kingdom when he was 13, so he was quite young when he just, got on a fishing boat and crashed in another continent. I don't even know how you do that, but yeah, that's how it goes. Then they start having a conversation about Yami, where the guy asks, does he still take long dumps? And Asta's like, yes, he does. Does he still have that scary look on his face where he's angry all the time? And Asta's like, he was like that even as a kid? And so he then tells Asta how to mess with Yami. He used bugs. Apparently, Yami was scared of bugs when he was a kid, and Asta's like, oh, I would try that, but I personally don't like bugs either. So I don't know. This is just a very weird thing. But it's nice these two could just bond automatically like this thanks to Yami. That's good. Also, there's this random attendant girl just standing there in the corner, just growling the entire time. Like everyone from from Yami's homeland just has to have an angry look on their face all the time. So while talking about Yami, Asta then realizes, oh crap, I need to get back home. So he tries to get up, and the guy says, whoa, wait, you're in no shape to go anywhere. Like, you just had your heart broken, and the woman you love just tried to kill you. You should really just sit down and relax for a minute. So Asta's like, wait, how do you know all that? And the guy says, yeah, well, I also know, based on my eye, is telling me is that if you go there now, you will definitely die. So I'm going to assume this is probably Ki related, based on the fact that this is Yami's homeland. And apparently Ki might even have the ability to help you see into the future a little bit, or sense the future in some way or another. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but he's basically implying that he knows the past, the future, and the present currently, based on how he's acting. And so the guy's like, well, even if you could have the strength to go back and fight and win, you can't really go at the moment because this is the land of the sun. Yami's homeland that's far away from the Clover Kingdom. There's no way Asa can get there by himself. Oh, and the guy finally introduces himself. Reudu Ruka. I'm just going to call him Ruka because I cannot pronounce the first part properly. In fact, I can barely pronounce the second part properly. But yeah, he's apparently the shogun of the entire country. And he straight up tells Asta, hey, you've come all this way, you might as well power up. So yeah, it's what everyone pretty much predicted. It's going to be a giant training arc for Asta in the land of the samurai. So yeah, maybe Asta will learn to imbue his attacks into his opponents and make them explode from the inside out. I don't know. What I do know is that Yami straight up said that he was a fisherman's son, and yet he was apparently friends with the shogun? Or if he was a boy at the time, he wouldn't be in the shogun, he would be in the shogun's son. But still, who the fuck is Yami? Yeah, a lot of stuff just is involving Yami at the moment, like the fact that this is his homeland, Asa's gonna be training there, friends with the shogun of the country, and apparently he also has a demon heart, so, you know, devil heart. So yeah, a lot of stuff's gonna happen with Yami this arc. But seriously, I cannot wait for what's about to happen. It'd be cool if Asta brought an entire army of samurai with him, but I doubt that's going to happen. He'll probably bring like 1 or 2 people with him. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, based on the fact that that girl who hasn't said a word yet, she's definitely coming. Definitely coming with Asta to fight in the war, and maybe the shogun. But other than that, I don't really see anyone else coming. But yeah, she's definitely coming. But yeah, if this guy can really basically see kind of into the future using ki, then it would be really cool if Asta had that ability. Like, basically, Asta would be able to finally be able to fight on par with Lucius at that point, because they'd both be able to be predicting each other's moves. One would actually be able to use time magic in the future, and the other would have, I can't imagine it's actually seeing into the future, it's more of a sense of what the future is going to hold. And then combine that with whatever Yuno has learned in the last year, or whatever power-up he's going to get. I think it would be really cool if we got a 2v1 fight with these two against Lucius. That is really the hope I'm having for the end of this arc. No matter what it is, I'm really excited for this training arc, because this is just going to be fun. I usually don't like training arc, but the fact that Asa's going to be doing it in another continent with an entirely different power set is kind of cool, and I really want to see this happen. Because yeah, every country seems to have their own way of using magic and how to fight with it. Like Clover Kingdom uses alterations of different types of the 4 elements to produce new elements. The Diamond Kingdom is big on science, adding that to their magic. The Heart Kingdom is very much, well, nature-based, and of course, with runes and such. And of course, you have the Spade Kingdom, which are all devil-powered. So the Land of the Samurai should be fun to see what their way of doing magic is. That's what I'm really excited about, and really excited about how this training arc is going to go. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy more Black Clover and other anime things, thank you, and have a great day.